And that's a bad message to get around to an already populace of people that is nihilistic, you know. And the truth is that the demographic for the view is not young men. So
Yeah,
very
they're
few.
I mean, to be honest, they're probably just pandering to their audience.
There's a lot of pandering going
It's
on here. They talk about,
yeah.
they say, hello and welcome to the Brothers Random Show. My name is Travis.
I'm Michael.
And we are two ordinary brothers discussing extraordinary ideas and some random shit. So the topics on this show range from theology, masculinity, stories, movies, philosophy, books, pop culture, and many other subjects. So we often talk about the people we admire and the wisdom they share. People such as Dr. Jordan B. Peterson, who we believe is a sage of our time. Michael, why are we here?
Today we were talking about a little discussion that they had on The View. They're actually discussing another video that went viral, which is somebody was going around talking to women, asking them the question, do we need men? And so they asked the question on The View, do we need men?
There's this clip going viral online of a dozen women being asked the following question: do we need men? Most answered very quickly, no. And only one said she thought women needed a man in their lives, only one. But when men were asked a similar question, do we need women, most of them said yes. So why do you think that is?
Because men are useless. I mean, love it. And by the way, I want to differentiate between straight men and gay men, because I think I would die without gay men. Nobody.
What was interesting is that they actually said in the View video, they basically were like, they also asked men if they needed women, and almost all the men said yes, but hardly any of the women said yes.
Yep.
So let's get right into it.
There was a trooper. There was one woman. They're like, one woman was like, yeah, I need men.
Yeah. So in the raging
still
war
out there.
Yeah. In the raging war that is the battle of the sexes, Michael and I often get involved in this. I mean, we had several videos that we did about Beauty and the Beast, which we had a guest on for that, and it was a very enlightening conversation. If our audience wants to go back to that, we think this is wrong.
It could be so easy to just get into tit for tat, tat for tit. Well, then we don't need women. No, yeah. But we need each other. I mean, if we want this species to work out, of course, all these women probably think that, we should have less people on the earth.
Yeah. I mean, they're
that.
Probably into the,
environmentalists.
These women are probably extreme environmentalists and think that we should have less people on the earth. There's 5, like out of the 5 that are on this panel, like one stuck up for her husband, and the all other 4 were kind of terrible. There was mention of they're useless, men are useless. There was they don't have close relationships with other men like women do. It was
which is fair. That's a fair
assessment, but that doesn't make them useless. That doesn't make men useless. And in fact, so I did some work in the when I was going to school, internships and stuff like that for key gripping. And key gripping, if you're a key grip, that means that you do a bunch of technical work on movies and TV shows. And guaranteed 90% of those are men on their show. So the people making their show happen, people running lights, people running cords and cables and getting mics to these people so they can say stupid shit like our men are useless. They're men. There's something like a 2% of women are involved in that line of work. So, and bridges that get made, construction workers, 90%, probably 90 99.99% of men they're all men. So
Mhm.
this idea that men are useless, it's very damaging. It's damaging to young men. Now, older guys like us are like, fuck you, you stupid bitches. But
Whatever.
um, yeah,
Yeah.
but to young men, this is saying every that you're useless. And that's a
Mhm.
bad message to get around to an already populace of people that is nihilistic, you know. And the truth is that the demographic for the view is not young men. So
Yeah.
very
They're
few.
I mean, to be honest, they're probably just pandering to their audience.
There's a lot of pandering going
It's
on here. They talk about,
yeah.
they say that gay men are not useless at
Oh,
all.
And 20.8% of Gen Z, which means if we follow this trajectory, we will all be gay in 2054.
Put a chick in it, make her gay, and I want it lame.
So I mean, this is wrong. They shouldn't be doing this. I mean, Anna Navarro, she goes on about how her husband's useless, and you look her husband up. He's like a multimillionaire lawyer. It's like,
mhm.
how is
Mhm.
he useless? He's a lawyer. He's raking in the dough. Like,
Just because he comes home and he doesn't want to pick up his socks.
yeah, or
You
whatever
guys are going to talk on the View about how he's
about how
useless.
useless he is. Like, I'm just like, what the hell, man?
Yeah.
Okay,
And then
lady.
when the one gal, she's like, well, my husband, she kind of stands up to, them a little bit. And she's like, well, my husband's, my husband's a handy manny. He, if anything goes bump in the night, he checks it out.
Yeah, yeah.
If
So
there's something that
one,
needs to be killed, he kills it, right?
yeah.
He's the exterminator. And
What?
then
And
yeah,
then
the
Joy
one that
Behar's
stands
like,
up,
the Joy Behar's like, well, that's
you
he's
pay
just a
somebody.
servant
He's just a servant. You could pay somebody to do that. Now, here's the thing: is you're going to pay a man to do
to do
that.
that. Yeah,
Most likely, pest control,
it's gonna be a dude that shows up with a
police
tank.
officers is going to be probably a dude that's going to be doing that. So
This is
you
so
just
dumb.
outsource it. Well,
You just
here's the thing: women 30-year single women ages around 30 are and I was watching a Scott Galloway interview, and he was talking to this, but women single under 30 are making more than men right now. And so this could be a reality of outsourcing masculinity, because they're making their own money, they're making their own bag, they don't need a man, and you just pay another man to be your plumber, you pay another man
but that's
to
still a need of a man.
it,
That's what the irony
sure,
is.
but they're
That's irony.
outsourcing it. That's what I'm saying. That's what
Yeah.
I'm just saying, the outsource, the ability to outsource it is going to make it less
They
of them being in their lives and more of just pay the guy to do it.
yeah.
That's
Yeah,
what
yeah.
I'm saying.
So what we'll see, like it's very upper crust, like these upper crust ladies. They're all the ladies on the View probably make a couple million a year, if easy.
Yeah, they're probably well off. Yes.
They're very well off. So they don't need men, right? So they're gonna outsource any kind of issues that they have technically, like the guys that are running the lights on the View. You have to adjust lighting to get a good look for the view. And they just sat there and shat. I can just imagine. I want to see the opposite view of them shooting. I want it to like pan over right when they're saying this shit and see how many men are running the cameras, running the lights, running the mics. Like that would, even the producer of the show is a dude. Like, geez, ladies, like, we're gonna sit here. So it's a lot of it's pandering because one of the ladies is like, yeah, gay men are not useless.
Yeah.
So it's like
Yeah.
it's a
Men are
very
useless
pandering.
unless they're gay. Then they're
then
like,
they
I
have
need
value.
gay men in my life. I
Yeah,
need
yeah,
them
yeah,
to
yeah.
help me. I need them to help me
For-
accessorize.
yeah.
Yeah. And
Jeez.
then this,
Not
I
only
mean, then a couple of them go into like, I just need my man a few times a week.
You could pay somebody to do that. We're not talking about that. What about the inner life of a man? That's what this is about.
I need my man 3 to 4 times a week. And
Good for you guys.
then the rest of the time, I need a wife.
yeah,
then it's-
the Sarah, what was her last name? Anyway, she's the blonde on the panel, and she's like, I only need him 3 times a week.
Yeah.
It's like,
And I mean, try to flip the cards on that. What if a guy's just like, I just need my woman for sex? Now okay, let's be honest here. Stuff like this is what brings out the manosphere, red pill community
mhm.
to have kind of an argument, right? Like this kind of stuff is where they're just
Yeah.
like, see guys, all right, this is why, all women are garbage, right? And this,
Yeah.
it's tit for tat, tat for tit, and then we're just pretty soon everybody's blind, right?
Yeah,
like eye for an eye till everybody's blind. Now, and that's what it.
Well, it
Can't
feels
do that.
It really kind of feels like this is we're trying to get you back for years of oppression. Oh, okay. So men in the early 19th century were oppressive to women. Fair enough. There's no getting back, beyond that, or you can't change the past. But does that give them the rights now to kind of go, we're gonna tell everybody that men are useless? And it's a lie. It's a lie because they're not. These women are saying they are, but it's a lie because, like we were saying, the men who run that show, they're men, and the people who, fix bridges and exterminate,
I got
rodents.
some stats. I mean, software developers, 80% men. Farmers, almost 76% men. Construction workers, like 90%. Yeah, 90% men. Financial analysis is 60% men. Aerospace engineers is 92% men. Like,
and truck drivers, and so basically all manual labor is like, are there women in it? Yes, there are some women in it.
Oh yeah,
Yes, there's always an exception.
There's still 20%, 10%, whatever. But
it's mostly men in manual labor positions. And
firefighters, yeah, it's just like firefighters is 96% men. Like, women make up 3.5% of firefighters. So like,
I wonder if this is, if we were to go project 25 years from now and this doesn't get fixed, or this doesn't get worked out, I'm wondering if we're looking at all manual labor going to men and all upper management going to women. Because I think it's kind of happening now. Because
more women are getting degrees, men are dropping out of
colleges faster. Yeah. Well, and you're not, because they're a lot less likely to be called through college. When a man goes to college, he's been told to buck up and get going. When a woman goes to college, it says, hey, you deserve to be here.
Right.
So, I mean, it's basically the societal shift is enormous, because women's sexuality is considered beautiful and wonderful and awesome. Men's sexuality is considered toxic, aggressive, and bad. So if you're telling two separate groups this, then men get out of the upper management. They become just manual labor. They're a lot more likely to succeed in a suicidal attempt. You know, it's all kind of downhill for men, and it's all kind of going uphill for women, and it shouldn't be that way. It should be everybody doing the same thing, but it's stuff like this that makes it look like it's stuff like the View is a major show on daytime television, and the thing about it is that most of their audience is going to be middle-aged women, you know, who are at home during the day. But I mean, this is kind of taken fire, and young men getting a hold of this are going to look at this and go, what why am I trying so hard then? Why do I need to try so hard?
Yeah.
You know,
And I mean, and maybe one of these times we should talk more on the Scott Galloway's interview, but he talks about like how if there was any other subset of people that was suffering as much as men are right now, suicide rates 4 times that of women, suicide rates 4 times that of women. Now, like as Jonathan Haidt would point out, women's numbers for suicide are up more than men's, but men's have always been higher, right? And but he points out that for whatever reason in our culture, everybody just doesn't want to talk about the man masculinity, the man problem, males struggling in school. If you talk about the perfect student in school, you kind of just describe a woman, a female. You know, sits still, is very doesn't question authority, like just all
on
the
time
kind of things on. Yeah. So
well, in doctors, the rate for women doctors is going way up,
which is great.
Which is good, but
Yeah.
it also means that what I'm saying is like I think the future is for men is manual labor. They're going to do all the manual labor.
Gosh,
That's
it's
what it
hard
looks
to
like.
say because what's the future? Because if robots, if AI starts taking over things, if you really think about it, probably a manual labor robot, I think we're still ways from that manual labor robot. But we probably aren't too far away from like software engineering kind of
robot, yeah,
almost going away, right? Like,
so
and that's 90%
so
or 80% men.
But even Joy Behar says in this video, she goes, the Sunny Hostin's listing off everything that her husband does, and then Joy goes, well, that's a servant. Like, let's be honest, that's a servant. You can actually pay for somebody else to do all that. And that's what's going to happen to men. Men are going to go into manual labor, and they're going to be the people that wealthy, you know, elitists call to come do their, you know, I need you to fix this, you know, toilet, or, you know, whatever it may be, because that's what we're looking at. And I mean, I can't believe we're talking about The View, to tell you the truth, because you and I don't watch it. I mean, it's just this viral video that's gone crazy because everybody's realizing what they're doing is wrong. Saying that men are useless what if the tables were turned? What if we turned it around and everybody was saying women are useless? That's a bad thing.
I mean,
that's not good.
A bunch of well, and that might be the argument against the red pill community, is
because they're doing that.
A lot of men are kind of sat around, oh well, women are useless and just use them for sex kind of thing. Now, So and I don't ascribe to either of those. I think we need to grow together. We need to help each other. We're in this together. This is it's a tough gig, guys. And guess what? It kills you in the end.
Yeah.
But we can make it just a little bit less miserable with each other. That's what we do together, men and women together. We can do it together.
If we're not butting heads the whole time, like that's the problem, is that and that's why they're doing this. That's why they're pandering to all the women that are embittered by men being men. You know,
Yeah.
it's like, well, change everything about you. Oh, well, okay, but then I'd be a woman. So,
well, and it's like the one was saying, well, I like having my man. He fixes things and he's a protector. If something goes bump in the night, he goes and checks it out. And then the one, is it Joy Behart? She's the main one, right?
yeah, she's the one with the New York accent.
She's just like, well, that's not what we're talking. We're talking, and I can't remember exactly what she said, but it's like, we're talking about feelings. Like, what is it inside? Right. And I'm just, it was funny to me because it's like, you're taking you're going to talk about men, about feelings but talking about usefulness with feelings. Okay. So, and that's why the one is like, oh, gay men, I couldn't live without them. They're the best gossipers. Okay. That's a feeling thing. Like, that makes her feel good when she talks to a gay man about gossip or whatever. Right. But they're not talking about roads. They're not talking about infrastructure. They're not talking about their grips.
Military.
Yeah. Just, I mean, it's, they're, and so,
well, it's all hypocritical. It's all like
seriously.
You can't take them seriously because it's all hypocritical. It's all dumb. It's all we have an audience of embittered middle-aged women that we need to pander to. So let's be embittered middle-aged women pandering to them. I mean, that's what it's like, this vicious cycle. It's like the there's so many people talking about this viral clip. When was the last time anybody talked about The View? Like, nobody. I didn't even know that what's her name, Whoopi Goldberg left, because she's not on this panel. Maybe she is her day off or something. But I'm like, what the? I mean, I don't care about The View, but all of a sudden they say something really controversial. So it might just be, hey guys, it might be the producer coming in, which is a guy. Hey, ladies, we need to talk about something that's really controversial that's going to get everybody talking about this show again. What are your ideas? Oh, how about we talk about how useless men are? And then, oh, that's okay. Yeah, that'll work.
Let's do that.
And it's sure. And
if it makes me money.
Yeah. And now everybody's talking about it.
The producer's like, if it makes me money.
Oh yeah, he's probably like, I don't care. I'm making money here.
Yeah.
It's stupid. It shouldn't make me as mad as it did, because I'm like watching it, listening to these biddies just kind of go on and on about how, men are useless, but not gay men are useless. It's like, okay, lady.
Men should see this. They should look at this and they should say, okay, buckle down, be better. Like, make male friends. This they were right on. They were right about, they talk about, oh, men don't have friends and they don't talk to their friends. That's true. Like,
a lot of them.
We need to be better about having male friends and talking over the shit in our lives with our male friends. And that's not, and I don't think that's it's a bad thing that's gone away, and we need to kind of bring that back.
Do you ever feel uncomfortable when a guy gets really, like, not it might be something with me, but like, I'll be at work I work with a lot of dudes, and they oftentimes they just kind of stop what they're doing and want to tell me about all their problems.
But
And I'm
shit
like,
that's going on in their lives.
well,
Yeah.
and I'm like,
I mean,
what? But I'm not even like close to these guys. These are just people I work with. So what does that say? I mean, does that just say that I'm
probably
easy to
because they
talk
don't
to?
have
Or?
anybody to talk to about it. They probably don't have anybody really to
Well, that's
talk to.
true. I just watched a
Yeah.
video. I just watched a TikTok video not too long ago that shows a girl going, "Hey, you guys just need to get somebody to talk to, you know." And then it's a bunch of men. It's a bunch of men going, "Who's going to talk to me? Nobody cares
Yeah.
about me." And
Yeah.
have you seen this video? It's like,
I think I know what the video you're
yeah,
talking
and
about.
like it's a ton of dudes, and it's dude after dude after
Nope.
dude just going, "No,
Nobody will
I don't
talk
have
to me."
anybody talk to me."
You were honest. Who do you call when you are at your lowest? Who is that one person?
Nobody. I'm a man. No one cares.
Not a single soul. Nobody.
No one. Because I'm all alone.
I think I speak for a lot of people when I say I don't call anyone.
Nobody. I'm a guy. Nobody gives a shit.
Speaking for the guys when I say this, literally no one.
Y'all call someone?
Nobody. Just nobody. Got no one to talk to, so nobody. Who cares? Nobody.
No one. I'm a man. No one cares.
No one. Not a single fucking person.
I wouldn't call anyone. I wouldn't turn to a single person on this earth because they don't care. They will just find a way to use it against me one day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I just keep working hard. That's what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
well,
it's,
and a lot of them
kind of breaks
don't
your
know
heart.
how to work hard. Well, we've removed 92% of single parent homes. This is another Scott Galloway. 92% of single parent homes are single mothers, right? So we've removed fathers out of the home,
which is purpose. If you have removed your purpose from your life, that's where the depression comes in. So so there's a man meets a woman, or man and woman get it on, have children. The man is a man child and decides he doesn't want to be around and he doesn't want anything to do with her, or maybe she's terrible
70,
to him.
I want to say it's 70% of divorces are initiated by
women.
But okay,
now, so
but that could also be because men don't know. It's a spiral thing. They don't know how to handle relationships because they don't have a good masculine role model. Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
They don't have a good masculine role model. So they basically forfeit their purpose, which is family and children. That is the purpose. What else is the purpose to life if it's not raising children and having a family? What is so if you forfeit that, if you get out of that, then you have lost your purpose, or you don't have your purpose, and then these men spiral into nihilism.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then they got bitches on The View going, "Oh, there's no point to men. Men are useless." It's like, okay, imagine a world without men.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Like if you're a woman who believes this bullshit, just take a minute and imagine everything that men do. So say you live in a high-rise building in New York City. Who takes out your trash? Who fixes water issues when they break, because they do break? Stuff like that's going to happen. Things are going to, and it's mostly men. This is a generalization. There's always exceptions to the rule, but it's mostly men who are coming in to do plumbing, electrical, gas.
Well, and Scott Galloway talks a little bit about, 91% of firefighters are male, and who ran into the buildings on 9/11, right? Who ran into the buildings, getting people out, right? Like, so let's be honest here. There is a place for men. and we do need them,
especially when shit hits the fan, when things go wrong.
Yeah.
So it's perfectly easy for the bitches of the View to be saying this shit because they haven't had anything terrible happen to them, like terrible, like a building collapsing, been in a firefight, they haven't had any of that stuff happen. When that stuff happens, they are going to want a man. And Anna Navarro in her high-rise New York apartment is when that thing gets, if another 9/11 happened, guarantee she'd be going, hey, you go over there and save, and I'll go this way out of harm's way. The Titanic was full of very wealthy men. They all opted out of getting on the lifeboats before the women.
I'm sure not all, but it was the standard. Women and children first.
Women and children first. Because men are expendable, as they are saying. But appreciation would go a long way. And those women, not one of them showed any gratitude towards men. Well, that's not true. Sunny Hostin did. And Sunny Hostin says a lot of dumb shit on there anyway. I've seen clips of her saying some really dumb shit. But she's like, no, I want a man. I like my man, that kind of thing.
I would say first, seek first to receive appreciation from your success or seeking excellence, and then from your bros. Like, get a band of brothers for reals. Like, that's, and when you see this stuff, get a band of brothers. When she dumps you, get a band of brothers. That I mean, that is a huge thing that I think is, because I mean, it feels like we live in a woman's world, right? And we are just, so many men are just chasing tail. They're just chasing the woman, chasing, and it's kind of a nonstop, always on the go game, right? Maybe, and this might go to Chris Williamson talks a little bit about monk mode, right?
Mm-hmm.
But maybe there should be a night mode, right? Where it's, okay, I'm done with women. I am going to seek out friendships with men. Like, this is what I'm going to do for this period of time. Monk mode being when you cut yourself off of everybody and kind of find your center and you find yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe we need night mode where it's you go find your nights.
Well, I'm not sure this is a healthy view, because I just listened to was listening to Joe Rogan's podcast with the guys from Trigonometry, and they get into the subject, and they talk about the incentive structure for men has always been attention of women.
Yeah.
So a man becomes an engineer, he builds bridges, he makes a lot of money. That is for the attention of women and maybe some lasting legacy.
It has built our cities. And it has built our cities, and it has built our nations.
Yes.
Okay?
And this is something women don't get about men.
Sexual drive is very powerful, ladies and gentlemen.
This is something women don't get about men. You pull out the incentive structure for men, and they will pull away.
So you think that some kind of like night mode or something would be not good?
Well, I believe Band of Brothers is a proper thing because you need men to kind of slap you. The only compliments I ever get are from men.
Yeah.
I've never gotten a woman going, hey, I like your beard. You've lost a lot of weight. I've never had a woman say that to me. I've had men say that to me. So the point is that you need Band of Brothers to say those kind of things to build you up, because I think fourth wave feminism has taught women, don't give your man a compliment. Don't tell him that he looks good. Don't cede anything to him, because then you're weaker than him.
You're ceding your power to him.
Yes.
And it's all about power.
It's all about power.
What a
fucked up situation.
Yeah. And this doesn't work. So, and even
and if you're a good woman and you're a good man, and then you come together and you be good together, those are the 56 anniversary, wedding anniversaries. Those are the highly successful couple that have just gone, and they've raised great children, and they've just done everything right. But we're in a societal shift now where that's not happen. That is so infrequent. Those kind of relationships are so rare that it's going to be an anomaly. Anytime somebody says I've been married for 50 years or whatever, it's going to be rare. It's getting more and more and more and more rare. And I like the idea of the night mode, but you take away incentive structure for men, and men don't continue. Access to sex and women has always been the driving force of men for the millennia. If you go into any kind of
I'm talking about a transmutation, right? In the book Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill talks about transmuting the sexual drive to put it towards success. And in towards building riches, right? And that's a little bit what I'm talking about. Like, and in when Chris Williamson talks about monk mode, it's about kind of working on yourself, finding yourself, and kind of separating yourself. Now, and he even says there's caveats to that. He's like, I don't think you should do it while you're young, because you need that social, I'm not learning from your social interactions.
Socially interactions from other people.
But even he's talking about like a monk mode of like 6 months or something like that.
He's
right?
not saying monk mode for years.
This
you're
is not
alone.
a long time thing. And neither would, and when I say, I mean, I just randomly came up with this thought of like a night mode, but it's like, what? Okay, well, maybe you remove this quest to seek women, to go chase women and chase tail. And maybe you seek out doing shit with men. Right. And Chris had a guy on, and there was a little clip where he talked about, so it was kind of funny, where he talked about, he went to a party where there were no women, and like some women like showed up and realized there was no other women at this party. And so they left, and literally it was just dudes. And he's like, it was such a sausage
and they had
fest.
a blast.
And they had a blast.
Because once women leave, men are no longer trying to impress. Like they're just like, I want to just do stupid shit and like make fun of my friends.
He said it was like the funnest party he's ever been to, right? Like it was just so there's definitely time and place, right? Time and place, but when you see stuff like this, and you just got dumped by your girlfriend or whatever, maybe that's the healthier place to go, is just like,
a combating of nihilism.
Yeah.
Go to night mode, become better, become dangerous.
Become dangerous and find your band of brothers.
Become dangerous and virtuous.
Yeah. The Knights Round Table was a brotherhood of knights, right?
Yeah. Any more thoughts on that?
I think we solved it.
Solved it.
Night mode.
Night mode. I think the ladies on The View need to shut their traps. Really. That's what I'm taking from it, because that message is, and I know they're not speaking to young men, but that's a bad message to get out there. The men are useless. That's a bad message.
Mm-hmm.
I would never say a woman is useless. Never.
Mm-hmm.
In all the, even when I'm so pissed at my wife or whatever, I will never say that they're useless.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think it's wrong. It's very, very wrong. But they can say it, and their men probably won't divorce them over it either. They'll be like, huh, okay, she's talking. Big deal.
Running their mouth to their audience, right? They
To their
probably
audience.
just don't even really care.
They probably don't
but also,
care.
They probably have a level of success in their lives that
they don't
kind
need
of
to care.
give a shit.
Yeah.
And
but
maybe
young men, that's the problem.
All the men need to do is just find that level of success where it's fuck you money, and
it's like, I don't really care what they have to say.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing, is that for young men watching that, they're not in a level of success. They're not at that point. And so by watching that mostly doesn't give them flame for or fuel for that fire. It usually disheartens them, and they go, oh, you men are useless. And they see TikTok videos of all these women going, oh yeah, men are useless, blah 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 blah. Okay, why am I working so hard, kind of thing? Or why should I work so hard? I get video games and the sex robots coming, and I'm good. And that's the problem.
Let's not get into sex robots.
That
that
just
scares the
depresses the
shit
hell
out of me.
It depresses me.
Society's
downfall.
Society's downfall. Sex robots. We'll put it in the history books. And this is AI. An AI will put it in the history books. And this was the demise of humankind.
Yeah.
Sex robots.
When women started demeaning men, and men walked away from it all.
Walked away to their sex robots.
Yeah. Jeez. I mean, think about it. The incentive structure has been pulled away from both sides. Why do women want to involve themselves with men? It's usually because this is a generalization, but it's usually because they want emotional connection.
Mm-hmm.
And then they tell the men, you're toxic and I don't like having sex with you and all this kind of stuff. And then those men go, whoo, I'm gone. I'm going to go find a sex robot. And so you got the two sexes leaving each other. You got a birth gap that's widening and widening and widening.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that we are going to destroy ourselves with nuclear holocaust. I don't think we're going to destroy the planet. I think we're all going to stop having sex. And that's going to be the end of the world.
Because gay men are the only ones that are useful.
Gay men are the only ones that are useful.
Nobody can gossip like gay men. Nobody can help you accessorize like gay men. Nobody can help you keep you from doing harm to yourself like gay men.
We're gonna piss a lot of people off with that one, I think. Audience, check out our social media, Spotify and Apple Podcasts. If you are listening to this and not watching it on YouTube, please go to YouTube and like, share, and subscribe. YouTube has a lot of stuff that doesn't get on our podcast feed, like our shorts and our video essays. In the meantime, keep reading, keep listening, keep watching, learn more. See you, brother.
See ya.
Broadly speaking, I feel like men have proven largely useless. Like, I think in the...
Put a chick in it, make her gay. And I want it lame.